Well, we're here again, and I think I remember to put it for public and not just for myself. And I guess I was just being a little bit selfish last week, but that's the way it goes. And the racket is starting at the hospital again, so I'm just gonna groove to that while I'm trying to do what I'm doing. Um, yeah, one of one of the common things that I'm going to have today is some sort of ancestry lineage. There's a few different things that kind of roll into there, and I'll get to that later. But anyhow, don't look at me like that. Yes, it's me again. Hold on, it's you again. The extremely avid anti-Covidius group. Good to see you, or perhaps it's better that I can't. I'll let you be the judge. There is a stringent no dress code policy, not to be confused with a no dress policy. These days, wear whatever comforts you, or don't wear it. How awfully rude of me, as I've yet to introduce myself. I've had a long, long day today, and it was trying to get new things happening on the computer, and actually a long few days. But so it's like I must be losing it. What am I losing? All right, I can't remember my name. Hey, bro, can you do me a favor? Anything for you, Brother David. Psst. Now I know my name, but can't remember my brother's name. Hey, bro, I'm doing a podcast, and could you please introduce yourself to the Podseevers? Are we live? Yep. Okay, my name is Dave, and this is my brother David. That's enough. You can stop right there. Thanks, bro. I've got the names right now. But. Thanks again, dude. Dave's pony. Okay, whiner. I'll ask you a question or two. I'll bet everyone has been waiting to hear from you, so you just go for it and tell these folks what you've been up to. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I went on that wild goose chase. You know, the social distancy one, where I thought 2M was 2 miles instead of 2 meters? I ended up on the North Shore Mountains and enjoyed the scenery, but the nights were pretty cold. Dave, why didn't you learn the new metric system in high school? Well, I might have missed some classes. What classes? Only grade 11 and grade 12, and before you say anything, I'm going to continue my story. I wasn't feeling well when I got back to the West End, and you won't believe it, but I've already been through 3 cases of COVID-19. What? I thought it was one and done. Oh no. It's easy to get it more than once. But be forewarned, it goes down fairly rough, and the aftertaste is even worse. Why on earth did you ever drink it? I liked the label. It was the only beer left in the liquor store. And it also says cures everyone. Okay, David, let me see. Sorry, Dave. Okay, Dave, let me see. Oh, look, it says cheers, everyone. Not cures, everyone. Anyhow, I'll drink to that. It says on the bottle that COVID-19 is an acronym for consistently outclassed, vile, indescribable drink and must be 19 years or older and overly blessed with stupidity in order to drink this product. Sound familiar, Dave? Maybe, but let me ask you one question. Sure, go right ahead. What do you remember of grades 11 and 12? Oops. Dave, let me see. I remember two things. The number 11 and the number 12. Anything else? Anything else? No, not really. I rest my case. Psst. I don't remember either of us graduating. Boy, oh boy. Okay, thanks for nothing, Dave. Psst. It's always nice to see the back of Brother Dave. Anyhow, I was on the worldwide interweb recently, and I usually take these randomly circuitous paths or destinations. I wasn't even searching for paths or destinations that I wasn't even searching for, and upon arrival, I can't remember the original goal. Oh well, I may have learned a little bit of something, or a lot of nothing, or maybe even both. Anyhow, this journey ended up at podcasts. I know, shocking. The podcast name is an amalgamation of the words iPod and broadcast. I was a bit ticked off because there are people that feast on apples, and those like me who enjoy PCs, President's Choice. I'm over it, kinda, but I also learned that it starts with a podcast, so they cast the pod into the net, although the net doesn't actually catch it, but the podcatcher does. Podcatchers, and this is real, podcatchers are programs best known for downloading podcasts. So they catch the cast and download it. Crazy when you think about it, because it starts with me and casts that pod into, but the net's probably got a hole in it, because the pod is caught by the pod catcher and then makes it to you this way. I will dub you pod sievers. All of you watching, you're all pod sievers. So you can be good pod sievers, not to be confused with retrievers and that kind of thing. I have a couple of substitute names of these. Oh, sorry, I lost it. I have a couple of substitute names for podcast. Windcast, Microcast, Softcast. But hold on. Podcast is a compound word, and broken down becomes podcast. And the first letter of these words are PC. I knew all along that there was something fishy going on in Wikipedia land. I think that everyone that types has, for all intents and purposes, a certain signature somewhat akin to handwriting analysis. And it is of importance because most people hardly write at all, especially these days. I discovered mine the other day while I was typing. And I sat back and looked at the page full of typing and instantly knew my signature. Festive, as the many red and green lines reminded me of Christmas. So it's the festive keystrokes. That's my handle. Anyhow, I've just wondering if I should get into. Yeah, I'll do that first. I kind of don't have a proper thing going on here because of all the time I spent on the other stuff. But just just bear with me. So what there's this I don't know why this came up. Oh yeah, because it's he sings a song that has something to do with Ancestry, but that's not even a song he wrote. But the song he wrote was a song that probably everyone thinks that Arlo Guthrie wrote. And the he is Steve Goodman. And Steve used to sing a lot with John Prine, actually. And they get together. And he was considered, of his time, he died when he was 36 years old. And which is kind of tragic when you think about it. And I think it was in 84 when he died. But he was considered, if not the best, one of the best sort of songwriter guitar players. His guitar playing was phenomenal, and he played the guitar like it's acoustic, and he played it. It's like sometimes when someone's playing a guitar and you're listening and you go, "Where's the other guitar?" And then you realize it's just the one guitar playing lots of crazy licks and notes. So that's one thing that he really sort of what's the word for it? Excelled in. And so that was a city of New Orleans, and I'll just quickly do the chorus because it's a really long song. Saying, "Good morning, America, how are you? Don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done." So that's that one. But what he did sing was, let's see if I can, and this is what I've been working on, is trying to get something that that you guys can see here, right? This one, oh, I know what I need to do. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not really 100% in sync with this stuff. So, just see if I can find the, I won't even bother with it there. So it's called I'm my own grandpa. Actually, what I may do is just see if I can pick something up here quickly. I'm going to disappear for a minute, but that's okay. Don't worry, I'm still here. No, can't find it right away, so I'll come back. There we are. What it was some sort of diagrams trying to explain this, and you can't even follow the diagrams anyhow, but let's try it out. It's many, many years ago when I was 23. I got married to a widow who was as pretty as can be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her, and soon these two were wed. This made Dad my son-in-law, and it changed my life. My daughter was my mother 'cause she's father's wife. Just to complicate this situation, though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. And this little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and this made him my uncle, though it made me sad. 'Cause if he was my uncle, then he also was a brother to the widow's grown-up daughter, who was my stepmother. Father's wife then had a son who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and that makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. And if my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild. And every time I think of that, it almost drives me wild, because now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband to my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. That may sound funny, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. Okay, there goes that one. Now, I'm just going to go to the what do you call it? The comments, because it's buried. It's just buried in my my spider web here. Okay, whoops. For some reason I can't toggle it. Oh, Jocelyn, hi, I can hear the happy noise outside. It's grade 10 that I don't remember so well. Oh, hi, Claudette. Blaze, she's my cousin from Winterpeg. I haven't seen or heard of you for a while. Well, welcome aboard. Now, I have a feeling that may not be able to get the comments, or just because of the way everything's set up. So I apologize. What can I say? Now, one thing that I would like to show you guys, like, this is why I like this, because there's I'm in the realm of photographs now and stuff, so I can show some things. And this one is this belongs to the Murakami thing, right? I know a few podcasts ago I was talking about the Murakamis. And this is a picture of her on the $100 bill. And that bill is valid currency, but it's only, you can only, sort of cash it in on Salt Spring. They're Salt Spring bucks. So anyhow, see what you think of this. So there she be. sweet old lady. And you can see down here, it's a portrait by Barbara Woodley. And as I said last time, or the other time, that she's was one of my schoolmates, and of course Jocelyn's and Carolyn's. And on the back of this bill, but you can't see it, was Robert Bateman's, sort of a copy of one of his paintings. And here you can see there's Mr. Murakami and Mrs. Murakami. And I'd forgotten, and they're out in the, I think this is corn. They're out in the field, and I hadn't remembered them being that much difference in height, but I guess they were, and that really reminds me that when I thought about her being short, she really was short. But anyhow, that's just so that you can see something that I was talking about. Okay, get rid of that. Oh, you got my ugly mug again. What was I thinking of? Oh, yes. Now, I couldn't load too many of these pictures and stuff up because it was slowing the camera down and everything. So we'll see. Let's try here. Oh, it's not there. Oh, I thought I had this all sorted out. Let's go to pictures. Anyhow, it might show up later. What it was oh, maybe it's here. Oh, it was pictures of that crib board that Dad had in the Yukon that he made in Whitehorse. Or sorry, Yellowknife. And it's kind of neat, and hopefully I'll find it again later or next time. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, I should be back up here for a bit anyhow. One program that I've messed around with a bit recently is it's called Photoshop 10. Photoshop 10. And it's got some really neat features. In fact, I've used it to do some of my invitation type things for the podcast on it. So we'll just jump to that. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now, as long as I can remember how to use this, oops, stay there. I think it was maybe this one that I used. And get rid of that. So yeah, this was taken in Kenya when I went on a safari. The sort of cool thing about this is you can, once you get the hang of it, you can do a lot in a short amount of time. And there's so much I haven't used of it, right? But it's just a learning process. And so what I did with mine, I think I did black and white, and then I did a negative. And that's kind of what I worked off of. I probably changed things a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of neat, that you can do that sort of thing, eh? And daytime looks like nighttime. Yeah. So that's that. So Photoshop 10. When I get a little more conversant with it, I might pull it up again and just maybe, I don't know if you guys even want to see that kind of stuff, but you can just learn how to manipulate the photos. Now let's get rid of you. Here I am again. So what did I want to do? I wanted to get rid of myself there. Oh yes, here we go. Come on. I don't even know if you want my ugly mug still in here, but yeah, see, this is real clumsy because if I had the right program and stuff like that, plus I'm also cheap and I just want free stuff. But I would, I'd be able to just kind of click and boom, it's in the screen and all that kind of stuff, make it look professional. But I've done a lot of things. I've fooled the computer, the Facebook Live, and the computer itself. So I've got two cameras actually, and the onboard camera on the computer isn't even really doing much. It got stuck in share somewhere, and then I use the decent one, the Logitech one, to to do the rest. Okay, so it's not the one I thought it was, but that's okay. It's one of the ones I wanted to do. So when you think about sort of ancestry and that kind of stuff, well, this is my mother's side of the family, and I wrote this. We'll see at the bottom later, but a while ago, and it's just a kind of a fun little thing. Is it the mystique of haggis, or a mistaken haggis? Perhaps it's a highland beast, or a lowland feast. When haggis is the game, there be no shame. If one is eluded by this Scottish illusion, it roams, it bleats, it has 4 feet, that made the grooves longside the brae, and it behooves me to say, it's the prey of the day. Who knew that woolly Bundleby slew for its coat in a stew, made with oats grown down yonder a few paces, mixed up, packed in gut, and tied with laces, baked and plated for the grace of many red faces, flush from whiskey, somewhat frisky. The climax is when, with the flash of a dirk, it's gutted again. Some may say, a hefty price to pay. Say I at least, 'twas a cheap feast. There you go. So we'll get rid of you. Now, I have to go back to see if Jacqueline's here. Claudette plays grandpa. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know, but I had 4 grandchildren in the last 3 years, and they're all boys. And there's another one on the way in a few months. So, poor me. Oh, you didn't. Jocelyn said I'm still seeing your cute face and no Murakami's. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, and Claudette says that she couldn't see it either. I had to pull it up on Chrome. I might have it in. Let me just check because it's fairly to me it's fairly important. So and it's gonna see if I can. Yes, there it is. No, that's. I don't know if I can make it blow it up like I did with the other one. I'll mess with it for just a little bit. No, that's just a screen. But anyhow, that's the bill. That's Mrs. Murakami. I had it on the other thing. I had it blown up to cover the whole screen, but unfortunately, that's not what we have. And if you can see, there's a cornfield here, Mr. Murakami, and Mrs. Murakami. And I was saying that the height difference is quite a bit. Like they go rural. So that's the pick there. I'm just gonna, let's see. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Claudette, no, lucky you. Boys are wonderful. Jesse and Sherry, lucky you. Whoops. Raking in the grandchildren. Yeah, it's like going trying to get crabs in the crabgrass down at Fulford Harbor, and you just take some rakes and there you go. Oh, and Jocelyn says there's no other screen. What is going on here? Let me see something. Well, if you're seeing me, you got, I mean, that's got to make your day. No. I don't know. I'm gonna have to spend more time with this for sure. Let me just try it again. So that's it up. But then yeah, I can see the screen there. So let's go to here. Oh, I think I know what's happened. I know what's happened. Somehow we got out of this. So let's try it here. So that's it there. And if you can't see that, then I don't want to spend too much more time on it, and I'll sort it out next week. Okay, now I know you can't see me right now, but I really am here. This is the one I'm after. So let's see if I can get me up beside it. Yeah. Now I'm hoping that you guys can see it, but if you can't, I'll read it to you anyhow. It's called Ancestry. I study hard for the test because that part is free. But I've yet to order a kit, as I can ill afford the fee. This is what I was told, so it's not speculation from me. My ancestry comes from two distinct groups of ethnicity. To look back to discover who I am can easily be misconstrued, but looking back to discover my future is impossible to do. Perhaps my bloodline was influenced by the ways of the time, so the odd wayward sword and scabbard may have secretly met, or a sporn emptied to fulfill the desire for a tactile outlet. If genes could only speak, they might talk in the highfalutin designer lingo of Calvin Klein, Gucci, or Armani, or the more grounded vernacular of Dickies, Wrangler, or Levi's. All possibilities. It seems as though our genes' waists and inseams are predicated by our genes and may be unbecoming, but easily rectified in our dreams. Apparently some frog spawn immigrated in the mid-1600s to New France, and in the early 1900s, a couple of Scottish haggis munchers arrived in Canada. Mum is a blend of the Bellenbyre stock known as Scots on the Rocks, and Dad a mixture of Girard and Guichon, referred to as wine all the time. Half Scottish and half French is this genetically inherited fate of mine that makes me 50% full of whiskey and the other half full of wine, rendering me predisposed to carousing and revelry all of the time. Food is the answer to soak up the excess alcohol, but what do I eat when there's no official protocol? Tam, kilt, brogues, beret, white shirt, capris, and slip-ons the latent attire. Heather, thistle, lavender, and lilies adorn a table fit for a squire. Suppose I'll start with escargot and porridge, garlic and oil, then haggis, neeps, and tatties with baguettes and cheese, black pudding fondue with crepes dipped in Scotch broth, beef bourguignon on scones leaves my savory palate appeased. But the best part for me is dessert, and how could one possibly err? With sticky toffee pudding, shortbread, creme brulee, and eclair. The country of Canada is where I abide. I'm native as I was born here, and native I'll die. Written by some guy named David. Okay. Now let's try and get back to some stuff here. I'll look for comments again. Lynn Canada. Lynn Canada. Lynn Cunningham, I don't see anything but you. I can see you. Oh well. That's the way it goes. I don't know what to say. I tried. What else have I got? Go in here. Just a quick look. I'm still here. Okay. Okay. I'm hoping I can be seen, and I'm hoping that you can see, excuse me, see the poem. But if you can't, it'll just be like it was before. Okay, this, I think my sister Jocelyn was the instigator on this one. There was a picture of this Middle East lady in her full gear. I think it's hijab or something like that, but it's just got the two slits to see in the eyes, right? And it was like a challenge, so I took it up. And it was one that came to me fairly quick too. So it's called Indomitable, Abominable. You see me as abominable, your eyes, they don't lie. In truth, I'm indomitable, and you're the reason why. I'm cloaked head to foot, such a comfort to me, but my eyes are laid bare for all to see. I can't change your mind, no matter how hard I try. I'm a reflection of you, and my eyes, they don't lie. So there you go. And I'm just about running overtime, so which is good because I'm just about running out of stuff. Let's see. Oh, you. Let's just go to here. So I'm hoping you can still see me. And I have a feeling that the cameras switch back and forth. So anyhow, let's look to see if there's any more comments. Lynn, love my new name. I can't remember what I called you. How about Funkingham? Lynn Funkingham. A funky name. Anyhow. Well, I think it's about that time. I'll sign off, and hopefully next week things will run a little bit better. I've just been having problems lately. And I think it's the COVID thing. Oh yeah, one more thing. Look, I got a haircut today. But they weren't allowed to touch my COVID beard. Anyhow, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And I'll be back next week at the same time. All right. Now, let's, oh yeah. Peace out. Good night. And God bless.